How's it going, people? I'm a little under the weather myself, but I plan to drink a lot of fluids. I hear that's good for it. And got my inspiration handy. So, Oktoberfest. It is seasonal, and it's 5 varieties of malted barley. God damn it! How did that happen? Wow. Somehow, this one got messy on me. Oh well. Anyway. So, where was... Oh shit. Forgot about that. Accidents happen. Especially after 5 shots of Scotch whiskey. Alright. I need to tape this page back together, but I'll get to it later. Chapter 4 of 3rd Nephi. It looks pretty thirsty just from the highlightings. I haven't read it in advance. Yeah, except a year or two ago. The robbers beaten and their leader slain. His successor, Zimnariha, another Z name, hanged, so he didn't really last long. Good, because his name's a bitch. Gidonai's military prowess, and that's the masthead. 1. And it came to pass, starting off nice. Oh, yeah, that'll help. That, in the latter of the 18th year, those armies of robbers had prepared for battle. They sure gave them plenty of warning, the Nephites. I mean, we don't want to kill you, so I'm going to tell you way in advance that we're coming. You better surrender. Yeah. That was dumb. And began to come down and to sally forth from the hills, out of the mountains and the wilderness, and their strongholds, and their secret places, and began to take possession of the lands, both which were in the land south, and which were in the land north, and began to take possession of all the lands which had been deserted by the Nephites, and the cities had been left desolate. That was a long first verse. 2. And behold, there were no wild beasts, nor game in those lands which had been deserted by the Nephites. And there was no game for the robbers, save it were in the wilderness. 3. And the robbers could not exist, save it were in the wilderness. For the want of food, for the Nephites had left their lands desolate, like you just said, and had gathered their flocks and their herds and all their substance, and they were in one body, like you said in the last chapter. But not literally in one body, that would be weird. And uncomfortable as shit. 4. Therefore, there was no chance for the robbers to plunder and obtain food, save it were to come up in open battle against the Nephites. And the Nephites, being in one body, in case you missed that in the last verse, and having so great a number, and having reserved for themselves provisions, and horses, and cattle and flocks of every kind, that they might subsist for the space of 7 years. Okay. In the which time they did hope to destroy the robbers from off the face of the land, and thus the 18th year did pass away. That explains all those crowded basements that I've known a lot of Mormons in my life, and I've had to help a few move, and damn do they got a lot of shit. All this canned goods, and they got in case those Gadionton robbers come back. 7 years worth at least. Well, maybe a few. Yeah, they're big on doomsday and survival. Like they'd want what's left. 7 years, in the which time they did hope to destroy the robbers from off the face of the land. Okay, I read all that. 5. And it came to pass, finally. Plenty of fluids there. That, in the 19th year, Gideon High, which is kind of like Gideon with a high. It's a high Gideon. Gideon High. Whatever. Found that it was expedient that he should go up to battle against the Nephites. For there was no way that they could subsist, save it was to plunder and rob and murder. It's a way of life, I guess. 6. And they durst not spread themselves upon the face of the land, insomuch that, damn, I tore the page right here. Insomuch that they could raise grain, lest the Nephites should come upon them and slay them. Therefore, Gideon High gave commandment unto his armies that in this year they should go up to battle against the Nephites. In this year? That's the command he gave? You set your sundial? Just wondering. 7! And it came to pass. Oh, I feel so good. Throat's getting a little scratchy. It's nice and cooling. That they did come up to battle, and it was in the 6th month. And behold, great and terrible was the day that they did come up to battle, and they were girded about in the manner of robbers. Didn't know they had a uniform. And they had a lamb skin about their loins, and they were dyed in blood. That's disgusting. From their head, and their heads were shorn, and they had head plates upon them. And great and terrible was their appearance, and smell of them. Was the appearance of the armies of Gideon High, excuse me. Gideon is the other guy, I think. Yeah. Because of their armor, and because of their being dyed in blood. Ugh. That's 8. And came to pass. Thank you. That the armies of the Nephites, when they saw the appearance of the army of Gideonai, doggies. That the armies of the Nephites, when they saw the appearance of the army of Gideonai, had fallen to the earth. A lot of that happening in this book. And did lift their cries to the Lord their God. That'll work. I mean, never has, but it's got to sooner or later. That he would spare them and deliver them out of the hands of their enemies. That's lame. 9. And it came to pass that when the armies of Gideonai saw this, they began to shout with a loud voice because of their joy. For they had supposed that the Nephites had fallen with fear because of the terror of their armies. 10. But in this thing they were disappointed, for the Nephites did not fear them, but they did fear their God, and did supplicate him for protection. Therefore, when the armies of Gideonai did rush upon them, they were prepared to meet them. Yea, in the strength of the Lord did they receive them. There it is. 11. And the battle commenced in this the 6th month. And great and terrible was the battle thereof. Yea, great and terrible was the slaughter thereof. Who needs description when you can just say that? Insomuch that there was never known so great a slaughter thereof. Insomuch that there was never known so great a slaughter among all the people of Lehi since he left Jerusalem. It's pretty bad. 12. And, notwithstanding the threatenings and the oaths which Gideonai had made, behold, we're back to that word now. Got tired of expedient. The Nephites did beat them. Wow. That's like the Battle of Revelation. All this shit builds up, it's over. Well, of course, it was going to end that way. Duh. Boring. And so much that they did fall back from before them. That's how bad they beat them. 13. I'm going to start on verse 13 in the next video. And it's going to be better than this one, I promise. So check it out.